Amazing community. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, a huge, warm welcome to you. I'm absolutely thrilled to dive into today's topic because it's one of those stories that reminds us why staying informed about economics matters so much for everyday life. Grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's unpack some fantastic news coming out of Burkina Faso. Trust me, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Before we jump in, I need to take a moment to pour out my gratitude to every single one of you, our loyal subscribers, dedicated members, and first-time viewers. Your support fuels this channel, and I don't say that lightly. Whether you're here from Ouagadougou, Accra, Paris, Montreal, or anywhere else on the map, your curiosity and engagement are what make this space so special. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. You're joining a family that's passionate about understanding West Africa's economic journey. Let's get into it. So here's the big headline. Burkina Faso's balance of payments deficit, a critical measure of its financial health, was halved in 2023. Yes, you heard that right. After a tough 2022, the country managed to slash this deficit from a staggering 695.4 billion CFA francs down to 347.7 billion. That's not just a number on a spreadsheet. It's a sign of resilience, strategic adjustments, and some heartwarming solidarity from the Burkinabè diaspora. But let's rewind a bit. What exactly is the balance of payments, and why should we care? I promise to break this down in a way that's not just digestible but actually engaging. No jargon, no fluff, just clarity. Think of the balance of payments as a country's financial diary. Every transaction Burkina Faso makes with the rest of the world gets recorded here. Selling gold to Switzerland, buying fuel from Nigeria, receiving remittances from a cousin in France, even donations from international NGOs. It's all there. Now, when a country spends more abroad than it earns, it runs a deficit. Too much of that, and things get shaky, like relying on credit cards to pay bills. But when that deficit shrinks, it's like getting a raise while cutting unnecessary expenses. That's exactly what Burkina Faso pulled off in 2023. Let's talk about how they did it. First, there's the surge in current transfers, a fancy term for money flowing into the country without expecting anything in return. Picture this: international aid pouring in to support public services during crises, coupled with Burkinabè living abroad, sending more funds back home. These remittances aren't just cash. They're lifelines for families, investments in small businesses, and a testament to the unbreakable bonds of the diaspora. In 2023, this category saw a dramatic boost, directly easing the financial strain on the nation. Then there's the mining sector, which took a surprising turn. For years, foreign-owned mining companies operating in Burkina Faso have been transferring hefty dividends back to their headquarters overseas. But last year, something shifted. Those dividend payouts dropped significantly. Why? Some speculate it's due to renegotiated contracts or retained earnings being reinvested locally. Either way, more money stayed within Burkina's borders, which is a win for national liquidity. But here's the twist. While the overall deficit shrank, the country's trade balance, exports versus imports, remained in the red. Burkina Faso sold cement, gold, and agricultural goods to the world, but still couldn't offset the cost of importing essentials like fuel, machinery, and food. This gap totaled 56.7 billion CFA francs in 2023. It's a stark reminder of a lingering vulnerability. The economy's reliance on imports. Global inflation and supply chain hiccups aren't helping either. Imagine working hard to earn money but still needing to borrow because your expenses outpace your income. That's the challenge here. Now, let's zoom out and ask, why does this matter to you? Well, economics isn't just about governments and corporations, it's about people. A smaller balance of payments deficit means Burkina Faso is borrowing less from abroad, which reduces future debt burdens. It means more stability for the local currency, the CFA franc, which affects prices at the market, interest rates on loans, and the cost of sending kids to school. For the average Burkinabè, this could translate to slower price hikes, better access to credit, and maybe even more public investment in infrastructure or healthcare. But here's what's really exciting. The Central Bank of West African States, BCEAO, is stepping up its game to make sure everyday people understand these dynamics. In April 2025, yes, they're planning ahead. The BCEAO hosted a first-of-its-kind workshop for Burkinabè journalists. 14 media outlets, including heavyweights like Burkina 24, spent the day learning how to decode terms like current account and financial inflows into plain language. Why? Because when journalists understand the numbers, they can tell stories that resonate. Stories about how a drop in the deficit might mean fewer taxes down the line, or how Diaspora remittances are funding new classrooms in rural villages. This shift is huge. For too long, central banks have communicated in dry reports and technical jargon. But the BCEAO is flipping the script. They're betting on the power of social media. Think TikTok explainers, Twitter threads, and YouTube deep dives to reach younger audiences and everyday citizens. As one trainer put it, if people don't grasp what a balance of payments is, they can't hold policymakers accountable or make informed decisions. And let's be real. In an era of viral misinformation, equipping journalists with these tools is a game changer. Now, let's geek out for a second on how the BCEAO even calculates these numbers. It's a Herculean task. They gather data from customs declarations, NGO reports, corporate financial statements, and even international partners like the IMF. Ever heard of mirror data? It's when they cross-check Burkina's export figures with what other countries say they imported from Burkina. Spoiler: the numbers don't always match, maybe due to smuggling, misreporting, or timing gaps. But this meticulous process ensures the final report is as accurate as possible. Of course, no story is all sunshine. Burkina Faso's Net International Investment Position, NIIP, which compares what the country owns abroad to what it owes foreigners, still skews negative. Translation: Burkina owes more to the world than the world owes Burkina. But the improved balance of payments is a step toward balancing those books. Think of it like paying down a credit card while saving a bit each month. It's progress. Now let's talk about you. Yes, you. This isn't just a story about numbers, it's about collective action. The surge in diaspora remittances, that's thousands of individuals choosing to support their homeland. The BCEAO's media workshops, that's about empowering storytellers to amplify voices that matter. And your engagement with content like this? It's part of a larger movement toward transparency and informed citizenship. So, what's next for Burkina Faso? The road ahead is still bumpy. The country needs to tackle its import dependency, maybe by boosting local industries like textile manufacturing or agro-processing. Imagine a future where Burkina exports finished cotton products instead of raw cotton, capturing more value and creating jobs. Or where solar energy projects reduce the need for imported fuel. These aren't pipe dreams. They're achievable goals with the right policies and investments. And let's not forget the human element. Behind every remittance is a family's hope. Behind every mining dividend retained is a potential school or clinic. Behind every journalist trained is a community better equipped to demand accountability. Economics, at its core, is about people's choices, and Burkina Faso's choices in 2023 are worth celebrating. Before I wrap up, I need to circle back to you again, to our members. Your support allows us to invest in deep research, collaborate with experts, and bring these stories to life. To our subscribers, every view, like, and share amplifies these conversations. And to anyone watching who's ever felt intimidated by terms like balance of payments, you're why we do this. Understanding the economy isn't about being an expert, it's about being empowered. If you took one thing from this video, let it be this. Burkina Faso's progress in 2023 is a reminder that even in tough times, strategic shifts and community solidarity can spark real change. Whether you're Burkinabè or part of the global African diaspora, this story is a call to stay informed, stay engaged, and keep believing in the possibility of progress. Oh, and if you're wondering what's next for the channel, we're working on a must-watch exposé about how gold exports intersect with regional security challenges. It's a topic that's equal parts urgent and underreported, so hit that bell icon to stay in the loop. Until then, keep asking questions, keep challenging narratives, and keep supporting one another. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for caring, for watching, and for being part of this journey. Together, we're not just observing history, we're shaping it. Drop a comment below. What economic topic should we tackle next? Debt restructuring? Agriculture innovation? Let me know. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear this good news. À la prochaine!